Okay, we have about a minute here to get started. We're just going to wait for some people to register, get on the webinar today. This is exciting, is that we're actually live, so everything is getting recorded on YouTube. Um, so if you could just hang on for a minute or two while we wait for the rest of the people to come, um, then we can go ahead and get our webinar started, and we can change some lives today. It's going to be very, very exciting. I did find out there is no pause button, so you're just going to have a little dead air for a second. Okay, so it's 11 a.m., so let's get started. I'd like to welcome everyone to our webinar today. It's titled Make $1,000 to $10,000 a month in passive income in the next 30 to 90 days. And let me just get things prepared here for everyone. Okay. All right, let's talk about some quick Google Hangout housekeeping. If you're just coming on now, I just want to give you a little, details to kind of make the experience a little better for you. Number one, we're going to have this webinar scheduled for about 2 hours. Now, I'm going to try to go whip through everything in this webinar pretty fast so that we'll probably be finished maybe in an hour and a half, which would be great because I think that way you'll get a great chance to grab some lunch afterwards and talk about all the great things that you learned in our Hangout today. The second thing is it will be recorded. So if you need to take a break, go to the bathroom, need to take a break, grab a snack, a cup of coffee, whatever it is, don't worry about it. It's going to be recorded on YouTube, so you'll be able to get a chance to hear all of the great information that we're going to be giving today. Today we're primarily going to be focused on an overview of all a couple really great techniques on how to build massive passive income for yourself. We won't be able to go into detail only because of lack of time, but I promise at the end I'll give you some additional resources to allow you to have more detail on all the things that we talk about today. And last, I just want to extend an apology in case, again, we're live, so anything can happen. So again, I just want to apologize ahead of time if we have any technical difficulties. You might hear me grabbing a drink from my bottled water. I might sneeze in the middle of it. Forgive me for all of it. I apologize. When you go live, you pretty much just got to roll with the punches. So why don't we go ahead and get going on our webinar today. All right, so again, I'd like to welcome everyone to our webinar titled Make $1,000 to $10,000 a month in passive income in the next 30 to 90 days. Now, this is a very exciting webinar. I think it's exciting because it's going to bring a lot of rewards to a lot of people who actually put to practice some of the things we talk about today. A little background about myself. My name is William Pena. I'm a business consultant, a success coach, and an entrepreneur. I'm also the author of a book titled The 3-Day Entrepreneur: How to Build a 6- or 7-Figure Business Working Less than 3 days a Week. And if the theme behind this book, or the idea behind it, it's all about how to be able to work the least amount that you possibly can, but make the most amount of money. And we're going to be talking specifically how to do that within this webinar today. So let's start with why passive income. Like, why is that so important? Why don't we just continue doing what we've been doing all this time? Well, I have a couple questions for you. Number one, how many hours are you working right now? I mean, think about how many hours you put in, day out. Some of you are working full-time jobs. Some of you are self-employed. Think about how many hours you put in order to make the money that you need to support your family and take care of the other needs that you have. The question I have with you is, for you, are you okay with that, with being able to work that many hours? And if you don't work, and this is the thing that really hit me this year, I think the challenging thing about being a business consultant is every year you're fighting to get new clients, because at the end of the year you lose clients, you have to get new clients at the beginning of the year. I've been doing this for about 6-7 years. I just realized if I don't work, what's going to happen to me and my family? If I don't work, they will not eat. I will not be able to take care of my bills. That hit me this year, and I realized that's not a place where I want to be. I want to be so that I don't have to worry about working and I still have money coming in. And the other question I had to ask you is your money outpacing your lifestyle, or is your lifestyle outpacing your money? I mean, when you think about it in inflation and the cost of different things, generally our lifestyle starts to outpace our income. And that's a common occurrence. Little by little, you have to work twice as hard in order just to make the same amount of money you made the previous year. So imagine now and imagine in the future. Why passive income? Because it helps lead us to a place called financial freedom. And what is financial freedom? Well, financial freedom is when you're working less than 10 hours a month, but your money is still working for you. In other words, you're just putting in the least amount of time, but you're making a substantial amount more money, and it's taking care of all your specific needs. And passive income generally comes from a few different places. It comes from automated businesses, businesses that you can create that pretty much run themselves but provide you a substantial income, or in passive investments, investments that you make that generate a lot of income for you. Now, the idea is that these will bring about this idea of financial freedom. And how do you know that you're financially free? How do you know that you don't necessarily have to work that much in order to make all the money that you need? Well, when you're sorry, let me just put this here real quick. When your passive income exceeds your expenses, you are financially free. Meaning, when all the revenue that you're generating from automated businesses or passive investments are exceeding your expenses by at least 150 to 200%, then you are completely financially free. Technically, you can retire if you want to. If you don't want to, you have plenty of opportunity to do a lot of other things. And the reason, by the way, I say 150 to 200% is because if any of your passive income streams, something happens to them, you still have enough money coming in that you don't have to worry about it. But what are the benefits of being financially free? Well, number one, it frees you up to do what? To build wealth. Sometimes building wealth takes time and effort, but you don't have it if you're busy trying to work just to make ends meet. Also, it frees you up to build your health. You don't have to work as hard, so you have plenty of time to live a stress-free life, or to do the recreational activities that you think will help you to build your health. What does it also end up doing? It also builds family in a big way, because you have plenty of time to spend time with your family. This, for me, was one of the biggest ones: family and community. I originally went after this because I wanted to help my children grow up with a father in the house, unlike I did. I wanted them to really have me around, and so I can be able to develop their characters over time, versus having me at the end of the day when I'm too tired to really give to them. And later on, I'll share with you one of the reasons I'm trying to do passive. I really focused on passive income this year was because I wanted to go back into the ministry. I used to be a minister, but this time I didn't want the church to support me. I wanted to support myself. But financial freedom allows you to do that. It allows you to build society. You have a lot more money coming in, so you can contribute more to social causes. And then, of course, it opens up tremendous opportunities. One of the biggest things that it provides, too, it provides stability. In other words, you have a consistent stream of income that is controlled by you, but is not dependent on you. How's that sound for you? Now, a lot of us know these things. A lot of us have heard these things. We've read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We've heard all the infomercials, or we've been to the workshop. But why is it that we haven't attained financial freedom yet? Well, some of us really don't know what to do. Maybe there's just so much information out there we don't know what to do with it. Others of us know what to do, but don't do what we need to do. Why? Because we fall victims to distraction. We get distracted by the day-to-day, or we get isolated, so we're pretty much trying to do it ourselves. And then others of us don't commit to doing what needs to be done. In other words, we know what to do, we start doing it, but then what happens? We give up too early, so we don't see the results. Well, today I want to tell you about something called the Financial Freedom Plan. I call it the 2080 Financial Freedom Plan. And the idea of this path to freedom is that you are going to commit, going forward after this webinar, 5 to 10 hours a week building passive income streams. Hey, you got a little extra time during your week? You just make sure that you're dedicating at least 5 hours a week, minimum. I mean, I granted, you can get away with 2, it'll just take you a whole lot longer. But 5 hours a week building passive income streams for yourself. What does that mean? That might mean a little bit less TV. That might mean being able to just ask the spouse to do a little, give you a little extra time for you to actually focus on financial freedom, because it's going to benefit the family. But the idea is that you're going to dedicate the time to it. Hey, go ahead and do your work, but then spend the time devoted to passive income streams. Number 2, you're going to aim to make an additional $100 to $1,000 extra per month in passive income. Meaning every month you're focused on, how can I make a little bit more passive income this month? Number 3, you're going to aim to start a new passive income stream every 1 to 3 months. My speed is pretty fast, so I generally try to create a passive income stream every month, a new one. But on average, you're probably looking at every 3 months to start a passive income stream. You're going to do really, really well. And then last, play the cash flow game. I don't know if you remember Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad cash flow game. But they now have it online, and you can actually play it online for free. And just to be honest with you, I play it 4 or 5 times a day. I play myself, playing the game, trying to get out of the rat race. That's the whole purpose of it. To the financial freedom plan. Why? Because I wanted to stick in my head that way of thinking, that I'm constantly looking for ways to build passive income so I can be financially free. And the great part is, when your passive income exceeds your expenses by 150 to 200%, then you are financially free. Technically, you're retired, but you're pretty much free to do whatever you want because you don't have to worry about money. And if I'd say on average within 12 to 24 months, you should be making anywhere from 5,000 to 25,000 per month in passive income, depending on how much time and effort you devote to it. So let's talk about expectations. This is just being realistic. I like to be realistic. I tell my clients things to be realistic for, what to expect, so they know what they're getting into. Expectations. Number one, it's going to take time. I say 30 to 90 days just to get started because, and I'll share with you later my experience and how I was able to start generating passive income and become financially free in a very short time. And I'm going to give you exactly the path of how to do that. So it generally, expect it to take time. Don't get frustrated within the first 2 weeks it's not working for you. It's going to take time. It's best to be financially stable when you're doing this, meaning that you won't be distracted because you have a main source of income and your personal finances are pretty much taken care of. That way you can have the extra hours to devote to this and not worry about having to make ends meet. That's usually the best place to start to be financially stable. Granted, if you're an entrepreneur and we're generally never financially stable, you're just constantly going after one thing after the next, then hey, if you want to go out with all your heart in the midst of all that turmoil, do it and make it happen because it's a lot easier than you think. And maybe it will generate a little bit more financial stability for you so you can go out and build the $1 million company that you're looking to build. Okay. It's going to take commitment. I mentioned before, 5 to 10 hours a week. Absolutely. I'd say commit 30 days to 6 months to making it work. Hey, if in 6 months it doesn't work, give it up if you have to. I think it's foolish because I think it's worth it. So devote the time. Do not give up. If it's working for other people, it will definitely work for you too. That's just a fact. And not just for other people, hundreds of other people, thousands of other people it's working for. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. It can work for you too. There will be a learning curve, meaning you're going to be testing different things, trying different things to see if it works for you. So be patient with yourself. It might not work the first time. Keep trying again. Try it a different way. Keep improving. The idea is you're constantly learning, but give yourself the space to learn. And again, you're going to have to wait. This is more for the entrepreneurs, the impatient ones like myself who don't like to wait. There's going to be times where you're going to have to wait to see the results. You're going to be throwing out a lot of fishing lines, but you're going to have to wait for the fish to catch. It's a little bit hard for me to do that because I'm just constantly on the move. So I just try to throw out as many fishing lines as I can. Hopefully I'll catch something quick. And plus, I sometimes enjoy the rush from seeing some of the things I put out there, the progress that I make. So just understand that there will be some waiting times, but be ready for them, okay? So next, let's talk about rewards. Before I do, I want to make sure that everything is going well. Okay, great. We got our viewers on. Everything's working. Excellent. Let me just go ahead and go back to my slideshow here. Okay. What are the rewards for gaining passive income? Well, like we mentioned before, more time. Imagine you would only have to work about 10 hours a month. What are you going to do with yourself? I'll share a quick story about this. Because I've started building this, I've had nothing to do, and it's been driving me crazy. I look at my email 60 times a day because I'm nothing to do because these passive income streams are working so well. I'm not kidding you, and I'm not the type to not have nothing to do. I'll create something to do. Now, granted, I would encourage you don't look at your email 60 times a day, but that's exactly what you can expect. You only probably working a couple hours a week and still see some great results. You're going to expect more money. The money will come in. The truth is you're going to have so much money coming in, you're not going to know what to do with it. That's just the way that these passive income streams work. Don't be surprised if you're making $100,000, $250,000 a year. Get ready for it. You might not be ready for it. Get ready for it. It's akin to or similar to when people go on retirement. They're not used to it, so they have a really hard time adjusting to it. this is what it's like. You're going to be passive income streams means that you're not going to be working that much and money still's coming in. That's going to be psychologically a little bit hard to accept. So get ready for it now so that you can be able to live it when it starts happening. More opportunities. Remember, you have more time and more money. That means you have more opportunities to build more wealth. More contribution. You have more time to dedicate toward your charitable organizations or different programs that you're part of. And again, you're going to have more fun. More time, more money means generally more fun. So let's get into it. I wanted to get you familiar with something called a 3-day entrepreneur startup and what it means to be a 3-day entrepreneur. Again, this is from my book, but it's just the principle behind it. It's a mindset that you've got to start with in order to start seeing the results you're looking for. Who is the 3-day entrepreneur? The 3-day entrepreneur is the entrepreneur that can create massive value using the least amount of time, effort, resources, and money. Meaning you are committed to continually creating massive amounts of value, which turns into revenue and income, but using the least amount of time and effort. And don't worry, you're not doing something wrong, because a lot of people, unfortunately, they're so used to having a certain work ethic that if they're not working and they're making money, they feel guilty. You're going to have to get over that. The truth of the matter is, entrepreneurs who are wise and really successful, they work very little, create massive value, and can enjoy the income that comes from it. As a matter of fact, a gentleman named Robert Heinlein said, "Progress isn't made by early risers. It's made by lazy men trying to find easier ways to do something." So in essence, that's exactly what you're doing. And I'm going to be presenting to you a substantial amount of easier ways to be able to generate passive income. So who is the 3-day entrepreneur? He's the person that lives a 3-day entrepreneur lifestyle. In the 3-day entrepreneur lifestyle, it means that your life comes first, your business comes second. Too many families, people's health, people's lives have been destroyed because they've put the business first. No, you're going to put your life first and find a way of making the money you need to make around it. And of course, that means working the least amount as possible. You're making the most money as possible. Please don't get me wrong. You might be thinking, wow, that's far-fetched. That's not true. The fact of the matter is, there are thousands of people living this way right now. The thing is that we've been so caught up with the people that we've been surrounding ourselves by that we don't see it. But there is a vast, big world out there that we may not have experienced of these people, that they work very, very little and make substantial amounts of money. So please be ready to start accepting the fact that this is the reality. So next, in order to build that 3-day entrepreneur lifestyle, you need a 3-day entrepreneur business, meaning the kind of business that builds, supports, and maintains your lifestyle. And that automatically means that's going to be a passive income business that generates monthly revenue yet requires minimum time and effort. Well, what does that look like? Well, it has to be something what I call a mini business, meaning that it generates anywhere between $1,000 to $10,000 per month. Why? Because if you try to generate more, and you can, it generally means more work. Of course, there are ways of generating $1 million using very, very little effort and time. But that's not what this class is about. This class is about how to be able to help you be financially free. And for most of us, $10,000 a month will probably do it for us. Maybe it's $20,000 for you. That's fine. You can still do it. It's just creating mini businesses that will generate this kind of income for you. And then when you're financially free, then you can go and build your millions. And again, it's passive, meaning you're only working 5 to 10 hours a month, or at max, no more than 10 hours a week. It's automated, meaning a substantial amount of things are done for you, and then it's scalable, meaning that you can grow it in case you want to build a 7-figure income. So let's start talking about building passive income streams. What does that look like? Well, I say first, a lot of us have a lot of opportunities already available to us to build passive income streams. I mean, ask yourself, what business models and industries can you jump in on right now that are already making money? These are called bandwagon businesses, meaning that people are already making money on it. All you have to do is join the bandwagon. And I'm going to list a couple different type of bandwagon businesses that if you learn the process how to do it, you could be making money within the next 30 to 90 days, passive income. Ask yourself, what opportunities are available to you to make money? Maybe it's somebody you know. Maybe it's a great opportunity that dropped in your lap. Maybe it's a great technology that you got access to. You name it. What opportunities are available to you? Again, let's use the low-hanging fruit, or pick the low-hanging fruit. What skills and talents do you have which you can use to make you money? Hey, we're all unique. We have special skills and talents. What is yours, and how can we turn that into a money-making ability or a money-making opportunity? So I want to just let you know there are hundreds of passive business ideas out there that people are currently making money from. Hundreds that they work honestly a few hours a day to make it. And I'm going to give you a list of different ones to give you an idea of what they are. But there are hundreds. I would even say thousands of these things. As I was doing my research, it was just so many I couldn't keep count. Consulting can be passive for you. My consulting business became passive because I only work 1 day a week, but I was making enough money to take care of my family. Affiliate marketing. And don't worry about the definitions for these things. I just want to give you a list of what they are. Membership sites, creating a site where people can pay a monthly fee to be part of. Video training and development sites. SEO and pay-per-click companies. You can literally create an SEO company and work maybe an hour a month and make a substantial amount of revenue in your life. Recurring revenue referrals, like referring people so you get a fee for it, especially if you find a company that bills their customers on a monthly basis and you refer them business, all of a sudden you're going to get referring revenue coming in on a monthly basis. And marketing companies are great for that. Web marketing companies are great for that. Web services, a couple more, book and ebook sales, e-commerce, online product sales, video training sales, web design, referral business, affiliate, one-time purchase sales, web products, software you can develop. There are tons, everyone. And please don't listen to the voice inside of you that says, oh, well, I'm too old for that, or that's just new or too complicated. Don't worry about it. Trust me. There are simplified ways of doing every one of these things, or you can always get somebody else to do it for you, and you just kind of own the business. So what else? There's some passive business ideas. If you have capital to invest, hey, invest them in porta potties. You can rent out porta potties, rent out vending machines. Cash machines are a huge, lucrative way of making money. Laundromats. Car washes are huge. I mean, literally, these things can operate themselves. Equipment rentals, get a franchise. These are all passive income streams if you operate them the right way. How about the active to passive business ideas? These are the ones we're more used to. The ones that you have to work sort of for 5 years as actively, and then it'll turn into residual. Like what? Insurance sales. We know that one. A lot of us know insurance agents. Network marketing, same thing. You work at it for a couple of years, and it gives you passive income over time. Granted, that's not my cup of tea because I don't want to work at all. I want to go straight into the passive income stuff. That's just me, but if that's what you're currently on, keep going. And let's not forget the passive investment ideas. How about lending? Peer-to-peer lending to other people, through things like Prosper or LendingTree or some of these other places. Business lending money to businesses who need it, who pay you a monthly income to use your money. Real estate investing. We're talking wholesaling, rentals, buy and flip, which we're going to talk about later. How about dividend investing? If you're going to buy stocks with dividends. Again, the whole purpose of all these are just to give you an idea of the hundreds of different passive income sort of opportunities that are out there. Today, I want to focus on four simple ways to make $1,000 to $10,000 a month in passive income. Okay, and before I do, again, I'm just going to check real quick to make sure that everyone is doing well. Okay, great. Everything seems to be broadcasting well. Excellent. All right, let's keep going from here. So what are the 4 simple ways to make $1,000 to $10,000 a month in passive income? Well, the ones I'm going to be teaching you about today, number one is, sorry, let me just get here real quick. All right, number one, making $1,000 to $5,000 a month selling video training products. And I'm going to explain exactly what that is. Making $500 to $5,000 a month selling ebooks on Kindle. And again, I don't like to work, or I don't like to work unnecessarily. So if I'm telling you these things, they're very simple to do. And later on, I'm going to explain how simple they really are. Make $1,000 to $10,000 a month selling your own physical products on Amazon, which is one of the ones that it's exciting for me because I'm currently doing every one of these, and the Amazon one is just taking off. So it's really great. And then how to make $5,000 to $10,000 a month investing in real estate from the comfort of your own home. And I'll explain exactly what that is. I remember the days when real estate was like a full-time job. Now you can literally work it 5 to 10 hours a month and make a substantial amount of income. I want to also teach you about something called a passive income success system, meaning this success system will work pretty much with every passive income stream you start. Okay. And again, I want to take a quick break and let you know, I know you're probably trying to take notes for these. Please don't focus on that as much, and don't feel frustrated if I'm going pretty fast. This will be recorded, and I will make sure that you guys have the recording. I don't want you to miss out on some of these things, so please don't get frustrated if I'm going pretty fast or if you miss something. Okay, just go ahead and listen to it, and I think you'll get a lot of information, and then you can always view it later. All right, so what is the passive income success system? What is that system that will always work when you apply it to a passive income situation? Number one, identify successive passive income streams, something that's working for other people. Number two, find the best practices for success for that passive income stream. Number three, test and validate on a small scale until you make it work for you. Because remember, it is a best practice, but you need to test and make sure it works for you and tweak and continually improve. Once you get it working for you, then you automate the process until you're working only max 10 hours a month. And then last, you scale the system until you're making as much money as you want. All right? So now we're going to jump in to these 4 simple ways to make $1,000 to $10,000 a month in passive income. Let me take a quick swig from my bottled water here, and let's jump into it. All right. The first one is from a place called Udemy. Now, I know this is probably new to a lot of people, but I want to just get you accustomed or familiar with Udemy. Okay, I came across Udemy probably early, like February or March, and already I'm making anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 a month from Udemy in like a 4-month period. It's amazing how quickly you can make money from this place. Okay, so today I want to talk about Udemy selling secrets. How to make an extra $1,000 to $5,000 per month selling video courses on Udemy. Again, don't listen to the voices that they're telling you, oh, I don't know how to make a video course and all that stuff. Trust me. I spend maybe an hour, 2 hours doing it, and I'm making multiple, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a month doing this. It's very, very simple. This is a quick glimpse of the Udemy website. Okay, primarily what it is a teaching or a video course hosting site. So if you ever want to teach a course, you just put your videos on Udemy, and Udemy will sell it to over their 3 million students. Okay, and right now Udemy, it's massive. It's like students from all around the world. They have about 16,000 courses, multiple topics. It's free to become an instructor, and they've even received like $25 to $50 million in funding, I think, this year. So they are posted to grow radically. So in other words, to get more and more students in their database that can also purchase your video courses. So what is the Udemy selling success sort of best practices? And again, this is stuff that I finally got to work really, really well and can also work for you. Well, number one is picking the most desirable topics. What are the things that people want to learn? Number two, create valuable and interesting courses. Number three, build your list of students so big that promoting to them is a breeze. Number four, effectively promoting your courses to these students. Number five, testing and tweaking for success. And then six, scaling to grow your income. And just to give you a quick idea, for me, this is how much I do for Udemy in order to make anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 a month. I literally only send out maybe 2 to 4 emails a month, and I make about $2,000 to $5,000 a month. That's this sort of success system. That's how dialed in it is. You literally, honestly spend maybe 2 hours a month and make anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. And I'm not kidding you. I know I can over-exaggerate sometimes, but I'm not exaggerating this time. Granted, you might make a couple more videos, so that'll take a couple, like maybe another 2 or 3 hours. But still, you're spending anywhere from 5 to 10 hours a month, but making an extra, $2,000 to $5,000. You could even make more too. So again, what are the rewards of doing this process? A passive income system that makes $1,000 to $5,000 or more every month, working less than 10 hours a month. If you make enough to add to your current income, you could even replace it. And if you have some message that you want to share with the world, some teaching, it gives you a great opportunity to do it as well. So let's talk about real quick how to make Udemy work for you. Let's just imagine that you're on Udemy. Imagine you want to create a video course, okay, of some great subject that you know. You might be great at business. You might be great at marketing. You might be great at maybe it's needle felting. You name it. It might be you want to train in transcription. You name it. You have some idea of what you want to teach, okay, and then you put a video together of all the steps of how to do it. Well, that's just one idea, but the best idea is to find what people are really looking for and then make a video on that, right? That's the simplest way to make money. The way I do it is I'll go to Udemy and I will find who the top sellers are, the top selling videos, top selling categories, top selling subjects, and I'll go out, I'll study it out, maybe do a little research on some best practices in it, I'll make a video for it, and then I'll put it out to Udemy, and guess what? I start making money. That by far is the simplest and quickest way to start making money on this. Again, I started in March or April, And already in 4 months, I'm making anywhere between $2,000 to $5,000 selling videos on Udemy. That's how simple it was. And the first 2 months was just testing, tweaking, trying things out, just to see if I can make it work. So literally, this kind of ramped up in about 2 months. That's how easy it is to do. So going on Udemy, checking out who the top sellers are, and Udemy makes it really easy for you. All you have to do is they have a top paid category. You go in there and look it up. Again, I would probably go through it with you right now, but because of time, I can't. I do have a video course on how to do this on Udemy to teach you how to do it, which I'll tell you about later. But yeah, it's that simple. Also, they have an incredibly supportive staff. I mean, because Udemy makes money if you make money, so they are constantly giving you advice on the kind of topics that people are looking for, and they're incredibly supportive in helping you market your videos. And just to clarify, the way that Udemy makes money is that you go out and you post your video on Udemy. Udemy promotes your course, and then you do like either 50-50 split with Udemy. So of course, if you make money, they make money. So they are very interested in you making money. The best part about it, you don't have to promote your course that much because they do it for you. So with you promoting and them promoting, see how easy it is to make money on Udemy. Also, another thing I like to do is just try different topics. Throw different topics out there and see how people respond to it. Just by doing that, all of a sudden you'll capture a huge market in this Udemy community. Then you make your courses really valuable and really interesting. Like you provide valuable, actionable content that works. Add a lot of bonuses, like a lot of PDFs or links or different things like that. Look at what your successful competitors are doing. That's what I do. I always look at who the most successful competitors are in Udemy, and I'll make sure to find out what they're doing, and then I'll just imitate, and next I'm making money. And then sorry, let me go through these real quick. And then I get a lot of feedback from my students as well. Like I'll ask them, hey, is this working for you? Do you like this? And they'll tell me, hey, can you add this? And I'll add it. And next you get more and more people on your video. This is just an example of all the courses that I put out in Udemy. And I don't know if you can see my mouse pointer here, but the first 3 courses, actually I have 4 courses now, are paid courses. So I'll charge $199 a month. For that course. But the rest of them are free. And I'll tell you later why I make so many free courses. But already, this is about 12 courses. I have maybe about 19 more, or 7 more I'm going to add. So I have a total of 19. And I'll tell you later why I'm doing that. But look at this. I got 2,000 students. I got 1,000 students. 2,500 students. This one's almost got 1,000 students. This was just from a few days ago. And I'm going to explain to you why this is so important. Because building your list is the key to making money on Udemy. And please follow me for a second here. I know this is new for some of you about doing video courses. Maybe internet marketing is new. From others of you, this is just marketing 101 or internet marketing 101. But just follow me here. The opportunity is massive in Udemy. The holy grail for success is Udemy is building your list. If you ever tried to build an email list out on Google, you know how incredibly overwhelmingly challenging it is to do. But that's the key to success in internet marketing. If you have a list that you can constantly promote new products to. The great thing about Udemy, it is the most easy thing in the world to build a massive list of students. And the more students you have in your classes, the more you can promote your paid courses, because you can make announcements and technically email your students about new courses that you're putting out. That is the foundation of your entire Udemy success system. In just 4 short months, I don't know if you can see this clearly, I was able to get 19,000 students. Right now I'm about 20,000 students in all of my courses. Okay, that's about 19,000. Can you imagine that? In about 4 short months, I was able to do that. And granted, I think it was probably within the last 2 that it really took off. My goal is to get 100,000, 200,000 students. Why? Because then I can continuously promote my new courses that I come out with, my $199 courses. And you'll see later that I generally discount them. People feel like it's a great opportunity, and they'll jump on it. Okay, again, let me take a quick pause so I can see if everyone is still on. Everything is working great. Everything is working fine. Excellent. Let's go back to the class. Okay, so that's how simple it is. So this is my profile page on Udemy. But how do you build a list so quickly? The key is offering a lot of free stuff. You create, and what I did was, as a business consultant, I got a lot of information to give out. If it's not mine, I'll give somebody else's information out, of course, with their permission. But I'll put a video together for an hour video or a 45-minute video, and I'll give it away for free, and people will eat it up on Udemy because they are so hungry for learning that they will just sign up like crazy if they find a great free course. And then what I do for my paid courses, I'll give them for free, and I'll say, hey, first 1,000 people sign up, it's free. After that, it's going to be $199. Next thing you know, within 48 hours, I get 1,000 people signed up for my courses. And then from there, again, more people signed up for my courses, but then I have more social proof to show people, wow, look at all the people in my course, and it motivates them to buy. And then I'll also cross-promote my free courses to other instructors who have a lot of students in their courses. I'll ask them to promote me to their courses, and of course, I'll gain a ton of more and more students, and then I'll promote them on my course sort of student list as well. And pretty much it's Internet 101, but within Udemy, it is like gangbusters. It's the easiest thing in the world. So how do you promote your courses? Let's talk about that. First, I just want to let you know with Udemy, the majority of your sales will be made through promotions. In other words, you are going to be constantly promoting. Granted, I'll put a $199 price tag on my course, and some people do pay that much, but most of my sales come from promotions. I'll promote it for $49, for $19, for $29, but people will keep on buying as long as you make promotion. And also, because you have Udemy promoting your stuff too, you can actually stagger it so that you're promoting, Udemy's promoting, and you're both promoting, so that you get twice as many promotions going on at the same time. And you can even ask your students to help you promote as well. So again, you drive your sales through promotions. Why? Because the majority of Udemy students are price-sensitive customers. And they're opportunity-sensitive, meaning if they see a great opportunity, they will jump on it. You know what they're called? They're called impulse buyers, especially in the learning community. So they're motivated by scarcity. You know, only 3 days left. Opportunity, $199 for only $19, 90% off. Liking, if they liked your other stuff, they'll keep on buying from you. Guys, it's just marketing 101, but Udemy makes it so easy to do. So, and again, you're going to keep testing and tweaking. What? You're going to test your promotions. Did you change a word here, change a price here, just to see if you can get more success or more results. You're going to improve on your course quality, meaning if you can continue to make your courses even better by adding more stuff to it, then it'll make sense. Again, I know for some of you this is brand new. If you can, go to Udemy, check out their videos, their training, their newbie videos. You can learn about how it works. Come back to this, or go to my Udemy how to make $5,000 a month on Udemy course on Udemy. But the idea is that there is an opportunity here for you to make substantial passive income if you devote the time to it. And then again, you increase the volume for increased income. So you also have a huge opportunity to scale to increase your income. I mean, literally, if you have 10,000 registered students in your courses, which again, for me, it took maybe like 2 months to do, every paid course should bring you anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month. So imagine if you put out a course that takes you maybe 2 or 3 hours to put together a month, and you do that for 12 months, you have 12 paid courses. You're making anywhere from $6,000 to $12,000 a month. I mean, if you have 5 great paid courses, that's $2,500 to $5,000. If you do it every month, can you see the amount of money you can make? And this is not theory. I'm actually doing this right now. I'm putting out 2 courses a month, and I'm literally getting anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month per course. And right now I have 4 courses, so you imagine how much money I'm making right now. And my goal is to add a new paid course every 1 to 2 months. I actually add 2 paid courses every 1 month. But you can do 1 every 2 months or 1 every month. It's up to you. And keep on adding free courses because that's how you get more people involved. And try different categories. I added one in, if you guys, any of you guys are into NLP or hypnosis or those kind of things, I added a course on that just to see what would happen. And that was one of my most popular courses. Why? Because I wanted to tap into a new category. So in conclusion, how do you make this work? You pick desirable topics, create valuable and interesting courses, build your list of students, effectively promote your courses to those students, test and tweak for success, and then scale, keep scaling and growing to grow your income. So that is one way of how to make $1,000 to $5,000 selling video courses, the best practice selling video courses on Udemy. Now let me take a swig from my bottled water here. and we'll jump into the next one. I know all of you are full of questions, and I'm sure you have them. And I'll send you my email at the end of this class. So you can send me your questions. I'd love to answer them. But most of these questions will be answered in my course on Udemy called How to Make $5,000 a Month on Selling Video Courses on Udemy. And this was just an overview today. So let's jump to our next opportunity. Kindle Selling Secrets, how to make $500 to $5,000 selling ebooks on Kindle. Now, granted, I know what you might be thinking. Oh, dude, that means I have to write a book? Oh, that's like a mountain for me to climb. Trust me when I tell you there are great ways, and I'm going to show you to write a book that you won't even pick up a pen or pick up your, tap a key on your computer, but you'll still be able to make $500 to $5,000 selling ebooks on Kindle. So what's the best practice? How do you make this work? Well, these are the secrets. Number one, you pick a hot subject for your ebook, and I'll show you how to do that. Number two, you test your ebook before you actually write the thing. So that way you find out if people even want to buy it. And I've actually done this, and I have an ebook right now, or a book right now that I'm selling that's selling anywhere between 200 to 400 copies a month. And I'm making a substantial passive income from it. And that's just one, and my goal is to add more and to make more. Passively produce your ebook. Again, this is passive income we're talking about here, passive automated businesses. So you are not going to write a bit. Or if you do, it'll probably be just to dedicate the book or something. Get great reviews for your ebook, and I'll show you how to do that. Price and promote your ebook so that people would buy it a lot. And then scale is always for greater income. Now, what are the rewards? Again, you make $500 to $5,000 a month without much extra work. It only takes 2 to 5 hours a week to do, and which is great, which is less than we actually need. You only have to do it once. You do one ebook, and then it keeps selling over and over again, so you get all the benefits. And the part I love the most, there are a lot of ways to produce your ebook with doing very little or even any writing. And I'll show you how to use Udemy and Kindle to be able to double the amount of money you make from Udemy as well. So let's jump into the first part, picking a hot topic. How do you pick the hottest topics that people will spend money on Kindle to buy your ebook? There are criteria that I have for an ebook that I'm going to do. Number one, it's got to have a sales rank from 1 to 30,000. Amazon, it puts all of his books on a sales rank. The top selling one to the worst selling one. I think the top selling one is one that sells like 200 copies a day or some number like that. I can't remember. But I always look at the sales rank, and if you actually look on a book, I'll show you exactly how to do this, but you actually look at a book listing on Amazon, you look down and show you what their rank is. I try to choose it anywhere between 1 and 30,000. I make sure that there's less than 20 competitors who've written those books. And you'd be amazed that you think 1 million people are writing books. They're not. I mean, there's hydrogen peroxide for health, and there's like 19 people who wrote a book on the thing. And I just gave you a great idea of what you can write about. Because hydrogen peroxide is now popular for like curing cancers and all these other things they're saying. So, and of course, it's got to be a nonfiction book. Okay, unfortunately, sorry guys, if you're all into fiction, I'm sure you can do that when you have passive income. Go write your great American novel. But if you want to make money, it's got to be nonfiction. So, what are some naturally hot subject niches that you can write about? Health, huge, especially alternative health, like I don't know, chewing on wood to make you clear your skin. It's something. All those ideas for health, there's a humongous market out there for it. Love and dating, relationships and dating, huge market. Business and money, my favorite, huge market for it. And one of my favorites too is hobby niches, bird watching, golf or other hobbies that people have, sports. That tends to be one of the best, most fun niches you can tap into to really get some great topics that you can find. How do you do it, though? How do you find these niches or these type of books that you can write about? Well, the easiest way, Amazon makes it really simple for you. There's something called the Amazon Kindle bestseller list, and you can actually put that in Google and find it. And Amazon will show you all the bestsellers in Kindle in the different categories. Then if you go into all the different category and subcategories that I mentioned, it'll give you all the different topics that are people really buying. So imagine you have it right there. If you find something on health and it's talking about lemon recipes on the bestseller list, on the alternative medicines or alternative type of foods, And you see that like maybe 10,000 is ranked at 10,000 or 4,000 or something, and you check there's only like 20, maybe 15 people who've written a book on it. That's a great opportunity for you to write it. I know what you're thinking. I don't know anything about lemon recipes. Who cares? That is not the point. The point that you found a market for something that people want. Then let's just go find the book that's going to actually do it. It's going to fulfill that need, but it's going to be really easy once you find it. Let me give you an idea how I did this. Actually, you know what? I'll save it to a little bit. I'll share a little bit in a second. But let me just make a quick check to make sure everything is working on Google Hangouts here. Okay, we're still live. Fantastic. I'm glad our viewers are still here. All right, let's keep going. Okay, there's another way too you can use to find great hot topics is using search engine software. You know, like Google Keyword Tool. Look for the subjects that people are looking over 50,000 people per month are looking for. There's a paid search tool called FreshKey that will tell you all the main things that people are looking for in Amazon. And I'm going to talk to you about that one later because when you're selling products, if you want to find out what people are looking for, FreshKey is a great technology to use. Just like Google Keyword Tool, but focused on specifically Amazon. So the easiest way to find a hot topic is just find out what the best sellers are in the specific niche categories I gave you. Click on them and identify the ones that are under 30,000 in sales rank and then less than 20 competitors are. And I guarantee you that criteria right there will probably equal anywhere from 200 to maybe 800 people buying your ebook per month, which of course automatically equals 500 to maybe 2,500 per book that you're making, money you're making per book per month. All right, so let's jump into something that I sort of made the biggest difference for me to make money on Kindle. Testing and validating to guarantee your ebook success. What do I mean? You want to make sure that people are going to buy your book before you write your book, period. I'm like, wow, that makes sense, Will, but how do you do that? We're going to test. In other words, you're going to create a book without having to write the thing, and you're going to put it in the market, Amazon market, and see if anybody buys it. That's how I write my books. I'm not going to write a book and spend the effort, the time, or even get paid somebody to write the book or whatever if I don't know that people are going to buy it yet. So how do you validate that people want it? With cold, hard cash. In other words, I'm going to show you a way that you can actually put your book for sale, and usually a pre-sale, and see people buy the thing to see if you ever even want to write the thing, okay? It's called testing and validating your ebook, and this is how I did it from my book first. I went to Fiverr.com. If you don't know Fiverr, that's a place where you get a lot of great things done, or graphics, or small business resources you can get for $5 or a little bit more. I got an ebook cover made for my book on Fiverr. Great woman. She's excellent at what she does. She made it for me, right? Then I went to CreateSpace. That's Amazon's publishing company where you can actually publish your books on there. And I got a free ISBN number. I didn't even finish the process. I just went to the part that went to free ISBN. I got an ISBN number. Then I went to Amazon Advantage. You can actually get this, sign up for an Amazon Advantage account to sell things on Amazon. And I added my book, right? Except I made the available date maybe like a month or a month and a half or 2 months in the future, okay? And then I added my image of the ebook to my listing. And it was up in like 15 to 30 minutes, okay? Now, I ran that, right? This is one of the books that I'm actually doing right now. My other book is actually, it was based on a video game that my son and I kind of play a lot. But this is the next one I'm putting right now. I don't know if you can see this clearly, but it says, this is actually you can only list paperback, but I just want to see if anybody buys the paperback. Because if a ton of people buy the paperback, guaranteed they're going to buy the ebook that I sell for $2.99. Or some lower price, okay? And I'm selling this one for $10.10. It's actually $12.99, and they discounted it. But look where it says, and I don't know if you can see this. You can see my mouse pointer, but it says Amazon Selling Secrets: How to Make an Extra 1,000 to 10,000 a month selling your own products on Amazon. Paperback, July 31st, 2014. We're in June 19th. So they already started selling it. And see this box over here on the right-hand side? It says pre-order, add to cart. People will literally buy this book pre-order if they're really interested in it. Because think about it, if they're willing to buy a pre-order of a paperback book, what are the chances they're going to buy your ebook? the chances are massive. So what I did was I put up my comic book my son and I put together. I just got the cover and I put it on Amazon within like about 4 to 8 weeks, and that's usually when you want to wait. You want to wait about 4 to 8 weeks to see what happens. Amazon Advantage started sending me notices that I sold 40 copies today. I sold 40 copies this week. I sold 100 copies this week. I sold this many copies this week. Pre-ordered copies. So of course, I was really motivated to finally get the book together. So later on, what I did is, it was a comic book, so I got an artist on Elance to design it, and then a month later we produced it, and of course we're making anywhere from 200 to 500 sales a month, and making money from it. So I say test and validate your ebook. Wait a couple weeks. If over 50 people buy, you have a winner. Because remember, they're buying, when you put it on Amazon Advantage, you're saying that it's technically a paperback book, and it's a pre-sale. So if 50 people buy the thing, then you got a winner. If not, scrap it and try over and over different topics and things until you find a winner. I'm telling you, once that right there will almost guarantee that your ebook is going to have success. Okay, Will, you got me. You got me interested. Okay, granted. So now I a little feel better about actually making the effort for this, right? But I still have to produce the ebook, don't you? Well, I want to show you how to passively produce your ebook so that you don't really do that much work, but it still get done for you. Again, let me take a swig from my bottle of water here. How do you passively produce your ebook? Well, there are three main ways to do this. The way I did it with my book, I just hired somebody to actually design it because it was a comic book that I did. But there are three ways to passively produce your ebook. Number one, we talked about Udemy. If you did use Udemy and you actually had a video on there and then people signing up like crazy, that's proof right there that people want this. And you kind of test it like I just mentioned. You can literally take that video, that Udemy video, send it to a transcriptionist. Have them transcribe it for you. You get it back, and I'm going to give you a great transcriptionist that can actually do this for you. Then you get it back, you clean it up a little bit, you're done. That's simple. I mean, if you're going to start with Udemy, take what you got from Udemy, send it to the transcriptionist, pay them a couple $100 for it, and then all of a sudden you clean it up, put it on Kindle, you're done. Because literally, Kindle books are anywhere between 40 and 50 pages, to be honest with you, ebooks. And people will pay in order to get a 40 or 50 page book. So, hey, your video course is probably anywhere between 50 and 60 pages when you actually put it together, all the details, the speaking, transcribing it all. So there you go. You automatically now have your Kindle book. You can also hire a ghostwriter on Elance or Fiverr. And elance.com is a place to find independent contractors who do different business resources. They provide business services. You can find a ghostwriter on Elance or Fiverr for $5. I actually find a guy on Fiverr who would write a book for you for $5. Actually, he'll write 500 words or whatever, but he'll negotiate with you, so you pay him like $200. He'll write the entire 50-page book for you. And this guy, when you look at his reviews, are off the charts. I'm like, you know what? I'll pay $200. I'll get it done. I'll make $1,000 a month for the next maybe 12 months to 2 years. So hire a ghostwriter. Just tell them, let them know that these are the subjects I'm looking for. I need somebody, post something up on Elance. These are the subjects I'm looking for. Anybody who's good in it, let me know. Then you negotiate rates. Bam, it's done. Or you know what? I have a friend of mine. He's a writer. He's actually a really great writer. And I can just ask him to do it. You probably have a friend like that. They love to write, and they want to write on their spare time and say, hey, can you do some research on this and write for me? Granted, a lot of them are nonfiction. I mean, fiction writers, so you don't have to worry. Those guys are the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about the nonfiction writers who just love to write. Ask him to do it for you and split the profits with him. Or ask him to do it for you just to get him practice or her practice. And then you keep it and you sell the thing. Those are 3 great ways you can passively produce your ebook. And my friends, those are very simple ways to do it. You could even, you can literally pay the Elance and Fiverr people on credit. Once they write the book, get it, sell it, make the money, and then pay off your credit card a month later. Because you'll probably make back anywhere from $200, $500 the first month or first 2 months that you actually post the actual ebook. So that's just a couple ideas for you right there. So what's next? You also have design layouts of your book, because again, it's not just anything you can just throw together. Again, Elance or Fiverr. $5, they will lay out your whole book and upload it to Kindle for you. Convert it to Kindle format. Again, hire somebody for $5 on Fiverr. They do that for $5 too. Or if you don't trust Fiverr, then go to Elance or Smashwords. They're a great place. $50, they'll convert it to Kindle format because it's got to be a special format, and they'll upload it for you too, and upload it to Kindle. And you can do it yourself, which is really, really easy, which I encourage you to do, or get somebody on Fiverr or somewhere else to do it. So great. So you've tested your book. I mean, you got your topic. You tested your book. You saw people want it. You produced your book. Now what do you do? How do you kind of like get the momentum going? Well, you get great reviews for your book. The reviews are the holy grail in Amazon. So the more reviews you get, the more sales you're going to get. So how do you get great reviews for your ebook? Give it away for free. Give it to friends, to family, to associates, to read it and give you a review. They don't have to read the entire book to review it. They can just read the first couple pages and tell about how much they're interested in it. That's a review, and Amazon will accept that. They don't even have to own the book to review it. Amazon allows people to review even though they haven't purchased the actual book. So give it to your friends and family. Next thing you know, you have, I'd say the magic number when it comes to reviews for Amazon products is usually about anywhere between 7 and 10. If you have an ebook and about 7 to 10 people have given it like a 5-star review, that will kick off massive sales for whatever you're actually producing in Amazon. So if you can get 10 or 15 friends to look at the thing and review it, excellent. You can get somebody else to buy it and review it, even better. Only because it's considered a verified purchase, and that has a lot of weight in Amazon. And next thing you know, even more people will buy your ebook. So how do you price it and how do you promote it? Well, in order to get the best success. Well, how do you price your ebook? Well, price it for success by pricing first for momentum. There are some free days you can give away your ebook for free on Amazon. They give you some free days. So price it for free or price it for 99 cents to start, just to get a ton of people buying the thing. Because remember, the more people buy, whether it's 99 cents or $9.99, your sales rank continues to increase. The more your sales rank increases, the more exposure you get, the more sales you can make. But ultimately, you want consistent sales. So what provides consistent sales? Anywhere priced between $1.99 to $2.99 will give you the consistent sales that you need to have a passive income stream for years to come. $2.99 is primarily the big one, but you can try to test $1.99 too, depending on the kind of market or audience you're marketing to. And please don't worry about pricing for value. Don't get sucked into that temptation, because if you price your book for value, meaning that you price it really high because you're trying to make money, understand we're here to make sales. We're not here to make an impact on your pocketbook. And the other part too is we're not here to make an impact on the world either when you're selling these ebooks. Trust me, when you're financially free, then you can make the impact. So if you price your book at $9.99, you'll get 1 to 2 sales a month. But if you price it at $2.99, you'll get 5 to 10 a day. You understand what I'm trying to say here? Do not price your book for value. It's going to be a waste of your time and a waste of all your audience too, because they're not going to buy it. The Kindle community is just been trained by Amazon to buy books at $2.99 or less if you really want to get the sales. So price it for the best success possible. And then promote your ebook. How do you promote your ebook? Well, we build momentum, like we said before, by promoting it for free to get a ton of people signing on, giving reviews, telling their friends about it. And again, Kindle gives you free Kindle days, so then you post it on free Kindle book sites. There are these sites throughout the internet of places, book sort of groups that love free books, and then they'll give it out to their thousands of followers. Promote it there. You could even go to Fiverr, and there are people there who have lists of 200,000 readers who follow them constantly on all the books that they recommend. Pay them $5 to promote your book there, your free book there. And next you get a ton of people reading your book and telling their friends about it. And just to give you an idea, I mean, this is just a list of the different free book sites. And try not to write this down because it's going to be too much work, I think. There's another list, and there's more of these. And I'm actually going to be putting out in the next month or two my, how to make $5,000 a month writing ebooks on Kindle, and I'm gonna give you all this list of all this stuff. Or if you email me, I'll send it to you. Either one. Then how do you scale for greater income? Again, you're making $500 to $1,000 per ebook per month, and if you're really popular, like you tapped it really well, you're maybe making $2,000 a month. How do you scale it? Well, you make more books. If you repeat this process every 1 to 3 months, can you imagine? One good ebook generates anywhere between $300 to $1,000 a month. And remember, you only wrote it once, and you never have to work again. I mean, once you promote it a little bit here and there, you're done. because it'll catch enough momentum that people will buy the thing over and over again. And then if you just write 5 good ebooks, I mean, there are people who make a living off this stuff. They have anywhere from 20 and 50 ebooks, and they're the best sellers in their categories. I mean, and trust me, there are thousands of opportunity for you to write ebooks. Don't worry, these people aren't taking over. But those 5, you write 5 good ebooks within a year, you're making anywhere between $1,500 to $5,000 a month or more. Especially if you got a really great ghostwriter who just cranks them out. They want to make money. Pay them a couple $1,000s. They'll make like 6 ebooks for you, but you're going to get the return on investment for it. You pay them $1,000 to write a bunch of ebooks for you. Next thing you know, you're making anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 a month. You're making $60,000. Do you think that makes sense? So, in conclusion, how do you make this? How do you make money off of Kindle? Pick a hot subject for your ebook, and we showed how to do that. Test and validate your ebook before you write the thing, or pay for it to be written, or whatever. Do not make the effort until you know that people will want to buy it. And how do you know? Because they will pay cold, hard cash for your book even before you write the thing. Then passively produce your ebook. Don't make the effort. I mean, don't stress yourself about writing the great American novel right now. Do it when you're financially free. Then you worry about it. Get great reviews for your ebook. Use your friends, your family, your associates, anybody who can do it. Promote your ebook. Price it at the right price and promote it. Simply give it away for free as much as you can, and then price it, and then see what happens. And then scale for greater income. Just keep writing them or keep producing them, and you will see you will gain substantial amount of passive income, but not have to work that much to do it. And a couple quick resources for you. We mentioned Fiverr, fiverr.com. Just go there to find really great people to write your book, to design your covers, etc. Elance.com, you find great ghostwriters there. Excellent writers, I'm talking, and really inexpensively too. For transcription, I mentioned transcription, taking your video or audio files or whatever and transcribing them. GMR transcription is the best that I've seen so far that do this with a 98% accuracy rate, so you don't have to necessarily clean it up that much. Keyword research, we mentioned FreshKey. If you want to find out what people are buying on Amazon, Google Keyword Planner. And those are some great resources for you to get started. So let me take a quick look right now to see if everything is going well. Excellent. We're still live. We still got some viewers who are jumping in, learning, growing. And, of course, this is my time to take a quick gulp of my water. Okay, let's jump into the next one. And this one I am exceedingly excited about. This is one of my favorites right now. I can't wait to start. Hold on, let's get this started. How to make an extra $1,000 to $10,000 per month selling your own products on Amazon. I'm telling you, I'm loving this one. And I'll explain to you why. Because I'm going to show you how to be able to automate this process so that you are working literally 2 hours a week at most and making anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month selling products on Amazon. And I'm not talking about, just to clarify, for this, I am not talking about retail arbitrage where you kind of go to, Odd Job or some of these other places, thrift stores and buy it for cheap and then try to sell it on Amazon. None of that. It has nothing to do with that. I'm talking about creating, finding really great generic products that you can source, right? Find a great supplier for it, and then put your own name on it, and then it becomes your product. Why do you want to do that? Because if you brand it well enough, you get return on investment from 2, 3, 4, 500% on some of these things. And let me just give you a little background on what I'm doing. I won't necessarily give you the product because I don't want any more competitors in the market. But my product right now, I started this in May, actually. Yeah, I actually started in May. Maybe April started, looking into it, and May actually started. My product right now costs anywhere from about $80 to maybe $150. I'd say $80 to $100. I'll probably keep it within there. So I'm making anywhere from $30 to $50 for each sale. Okay, I'm selling anywhere from 2 to 4 of these a day. Okay, and then literally, it's going to be actually stored at Amazon. I'm going to show you how to do this. Store it at Amazon so that I don't have to do anything. I just get a notification that Amazon just sold it and send it to the customer. That's really all I'm doing. And I'm selling anywhere from 2 to 4 of these a day. So I'm making anywhere from $100 to $200 a day. Do you know what that is per year in profit? $100 a day or $200 a day. Well, let's say $100 a day is $100,000 a year. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. That's about $50,000 a year. $300 a day is $100,000 a year. And I'm not even working that hard to make it happen. Now I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. how to make an extra $1,000 to $10,000 per month selling your own products on Amazon. And that's just one product I just told you about right now. I'm going to actually add a bunch more products just like it very soon. So let's talk about the Amazon selling overview. Number one, identify a desirable product, just like with the ebooks. Find a product that everybody wants, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Create a unique brand. In other words, create a really great brand that people can get behind and really get excited about. Find high-quality product sources, and I'm going to show you how to find those, specifically in China. Because, again, why China? Because the margins are, if they charge pennies on the dollar for high-quality products, I'm going to go to China. And I'm going to show you how to do that in an automated way as well. Create high-converting Amazon listings. Like when people come to your listing on Amazon for your product, that they're just wowed enough that they want to buy it. Test and validate your product. Make sure people even want your product before you even produce it. Then automate the entire process with FBA. FBA is called Fulfilled by Amazon, meaning that Amazon will do all the work for you. What are the rewards of this? Well, you're going to start making minimum $1,000 to $5,000 profit within the first 3 to 6 months. I started making this within the first month of me testing this. Granted, I went at like super speed, but within the first month, I was making anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 a month. It is exciting, this entire process. And now I'm making even more than that. So, I mean, meaning more than, I say I'm probably making in profit starting, I think, from today to the end of this month, maybe starting next month, I'll be making anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a month. And then once I add a couple more products, I'm going to be hitting 10. I know people who make $100,000 a month in this. So expect a substantial amount of income if you pursue it. It's common to have 5 to 6 figures in a year. In your first year actually doing this, you're making 5 to 6 figures. And last, the most work you're going to do is 1 to 2 hours a day at most. Otherwise, 1 to 2 hours a week. I mean, it's outrageous how easy it is to make money on Amazon. So let's jump into this. Let's talk about identifying a desirable product. How do you identify a great product that everybody wants that you can sell on Amazon? Again, we're looking for generic products, because once we find a great generic product, and we can find a great source for it and slap our logo on there, next thing you know, you have your own product, and then everybody wants it. So let's talk about that. For number one, you got to establish the right product criteria. In other words, you can't just sell any product, and I'll tell you why. And number two, identifying what are the best-selling products on Amazon and focus on those. I mean, those two things right there will pretty much do all the work for you. So let's talk about establishing the right product criteria. Now, this might be a little hard to read, but hopefully you can see this. So we need to pick the best criteria for the success of your Amazon selling business. And how do you do that? Well, let me give you my criteria when I do this. Number one, I only pick products that are under 2 pounds. I don't try to do anything that's heavier. Why? Because shipping costs will kill you. So try to keep everything under 2 pounds. Number two, minimal liability. You don't want things like selling wood stoves that can burn somebody's house down. You don't want that. Baby products, another one you want to stay away from. I know a lot of you just really love babies and you want to do great for the world, but if you want to make money, stay away from the liability stuff. No expiration date. That means no food. Also, too, maybe beauty products. I'd stay away from them too, like the ones that the creams and things, or the natural ones, because they have an expiration date and you don't want to deal with that headache. That's my opinion, but it works for me. Price between $20 and $200. Now, some people have different opinions on this. I say, you know what, go for the higher pricing things, $20 to $200. Why? Because granted, the cheaper stuff you can get a lot of better, return on investment for. Like I can find a 10-cent item and then sell it for $10 on Amazon and make 1,000%. But I only make, maybe 500% less. Or let's say I make 500 to 1,000% return on investment. I'm only making $5 per item, or $6. Versus I can sell a $100 item and make $50 on that sale. If you know what I'm talking about. But I always say encourage you to price between $20 and $200 so you can make a good profit within it. Try to keep it small in size so it's easy to box, easy to ship. I mean, granted, you try to sell tennis rackets, you can, but you're talking about oblong boxes, a little bit more shipping sort of maneuvering you got to do. Can it be done? Yes, but stick to something small in size. And granted, what the criteria I'm giving you today, you're going to find hundreds of products for these things. I have, and so will you. Minimal moving parts. I usually stay away from electronics because I know if they break down, people are going to come back, try to return it. I try to minimize all the customer interaction. I mean, granted, I provide substantial customer satisfaction, but if they don't have, it's not going to break down on them because it has minimal moving parts. Less returns, less work for me. What else? Generic, so you can easily add your brand. You're not going to try to go for diapers. Why? Because who's the king of diapers? Huggies and Loves and those things. No. But now, I mentioned before, if you do cloth diapers, there's no like big name for cloth diapers. You can do that. I tend to stay away from that cloth and baby stuff, but hey, just to give you an example. And then items you can get with high quality from product sources, meaning you got to be able to find a source that can actually supply you with these products. So a couple additional criteria that I have, I always look for products that have an established following. And again, I'm going to show you how to do all this, meaning that, like a hobby or something that's emotionally meaning and desirable, that usually makes it really easy to sell things. Like a hobby kind of things are great. I mean, if you're selling gloves for golf gloves, right? You can literally, sell those for $50. I mean, if you're into selling clothing, put your own brand name to it. But it's a hobby. It's attached to a hobby, so people will be willing to make emotional purchases, in other words, and not just make logical purchases, which is what you want because you're going after the impulse buys. So how do you do it? How do you identify best-selling products? And this is similar to the ebook. Go to the Amazon bestseller list. Find out what is selling the best and find the generic type products and follow the criteria I gave you. And trust me, you will continuously identify tons of products that you can sort of white label or private label with your own logo and create something big with. Go through each category. There's main categories of bestsellers and there are minor subcategories. Go through each one. I go subcategories about 2 to 3 levels deep looking for products. Why? Because, some of those niches you find them not in the main product categories, but some of the subcategories for these products. So now that's one way to find the products. And what I just shared with you, it's really not difficult at all. You can literally today go on Amazon, look at the bestseller list with that link I gave you, or just look it up on Google. Look at different categories that fit our criteria, the one I shared with you. Go through subcategories. Find generic-looking products that people are buying like crazy, and all of a sudden you already have the potential product that you can start selling on Amazon. The next step will be creating a unique brand that you're going to sort of use to post that product to the world. And how do you do that? I mean, number one, establish a unique selling proposition. I always try to make something unique about my product different from all my competitors, and it makes the biggest difference. And I'll tell you in a second how to do that. Pick the ideal name for your brand. Like whatever that brand name is going to be, pick that ideal name. Like give it such a compelling name that people are like, wow, that's amazing. Design the ideal logo. And I'm going to show you how to do all this, not yourself, but to get it all done for you. You might be able to get the name for yourself, but design the ideal logo for like $5 on Fiverr or something. I mean, I'm telling you, it's really simple. Pick the ideal name for your actual product. As you know, as you see cars driving by, you see the Explorer over there, or you see the Lara, you see the different names of cars make them more valuable. Why not have a name for your product? Give your product a name. So imagine you got a name for your brand, whatever that brand is. Like suppose, I'll give you a good example, and you could find a lot of this on my, I have an Amazon course in Udemy, how to make $5,000 to $10,000 on selling products on Amazon. You can get more detail from this course in there if you want it. I'll tell you how to get that. But suppose you had like silicone baking cups, which are hugely popular on Amazon right now. You can create a brand name for your company, Baker's Delight. You can create a brand name for your particular cups. If they're heart-shaped or butterfly-shaped or etc., create a name for it. Design a logo for it. Design packaging for it. Create the ideal experience. Of course, who you're trying to attract, the hobby baking community, right? And it's huge. You can make a lot of money selling these little silicone baking cups to these people. But you position yours to be unique. Like I remember going through all the reviews for some of the silicone baking cups that I saw as I was doing some research on it, and it seems like a lot of people were using their baking cups for bento lunches. And I don't know if you know what bento lunch is. It's the little oval-shaped lunchbox that has little partitions in it. Their parents send their kids, put their kids' lunch in. People are using these silicone baking cups for just to kind of separate the food. So I said, why don't I create a bento lunch liner that instead of a cupcake liner, make a silicone bento lunch liner and then put it out there. Why? Because no one had did it yet. It's a unique selling proposition. Um, in other words, what will make your product different, unique, and better than everyone else's? That's how you're going to distinguish your generic product and make it a little better. I mean, just pick one attribute and build on it, whatever that one attribute is, and try to find something that's difficult to copy. Now, granted, the bento lunch thing is easy; somebody can copy that. But try to find something that's difficult to copy. Do you have to? No. But can you? Should you do it? Sure, because then people won't be able to compete against you. Where do you find a great USP? Like I said before, look at your competitors' reviews. I mean, guys, this is how simple this stuff is. You can go to your competitor. I'm sure they got reviews, and then look at their 3-star reviews and below, and look at what people are complaining about. You know, look at what people are saying. Oh, you know what? I wish it had this, and make that the big thing for your product, because guaranteed you'll capture the market. I also look at the product feature specs, like what makes that product. What are the features of that product? Pick an attribute that no one else is tapped on, and use that as the main thing for your listing. Find a unique benefit like that product gives that other people don't sort of have not been sort of pushing. Um, I wish I could give you an example here. Like the one I mentioned to you, a unique benefit of those silicone baking cups was that you can use it for bento lunches, and they won't spill, and little heart shapes, so you send your child to school, letting them know you love them, and you can kind of play on that. And I know this is marketing things, but guys, I'm telling you, the little research that you do doing this, it doesn't take a lot of time. Someone else can actually do this for you, but it makes the biggest difference. Like I said before, I'm selling 2 to 4 items a day right now because I can't handle any more than that. And I'm making almost 100 to 200 a day in profit because I'm doing this stuff. So I'm sure you've thought about, okay, great, Will. Now I see what you're saying. I can find generic products. I can, make them, into my product, come up with a unique brand. But where am I going to find these products to sell? Well, let's talk about that. How do you find high quality product sources that you can get great quality products for inexpensively and then turn around and sell them on Amazon? Well, the 2 best places to go. I mean, first I say go to China. I'm sure there are other places you can go. You go to the U.S., but go to China. Especially nowadays, people are so automated. I know you think China, you think, oh, I got to ship all that stuff. Things are so technologically advanced in China that they have an Amazon in China. It's called AliExpress. In other words, they have just like Amazon in China that works just like it that you can buy products from, but they're a quarter, maybe pennies in the dollar of what you would spend here in the U.S. So if you find great generic products on AliExpress, and that's where I usually go, and just to give you an idea, AliExpress is owned by a company called Alibaba. Alibaba is like the behemoth wholesale source sort of a conglomerate in China. I mean, and not just China, it has people from all around the world in there, wholesale sourcing that you can go to and get the product sent to you. I go to AliExpress because that's the sort of like the retail side of Alibaba. Because then you get when people do purchase from there, you get people's reviews, so you tell if the quality of the product is good or not. Then what I do, and I don't necessarily know if I'm going to be talking about this. What I do is I'll contact the supplier on AliExpress or Alibaba, and I'll send them a list of questions. Hey, how much do you offer this if I bought it wholesale? What's your minimum order quantity? What's the price on it if it was wholesale? What's the shipping cost to send it over here? I'll ask all these specific questions from these suppliers. I don't take the retail price. I just go there just to see what the reviews are to see if it's a quality product. Then I'll contact the supplier, and there's a contact button where you can actually do that on AliExpress. I'll ask them all these questions, and then I'll start a wholesale relationship with them but I originally found them on AliExpress. I've done this with multiple products, and I found the current supplier I have is just phenomenal. The quality of the product is just it's worth the $100 that I'm charging for it. I mean, that's how good it is. But since it's China, they're giving me wholesale pricing. Alibaba is the same, except Alibaba tends to be a little bit more work to try to find a really high quality supplier because there's so many suppliers on there. But they make your job easier because they put filters on there. Like you want to look for a gold supplier or a supplier who's been 8 years a gold supplier. That way you know what you're getting into. But how do we find the wholesale sources? Go to China. It is incredibly simple. I'm giving you just the overview right now. Again, you probably do better if you look through my course, how to make $10,000 selling products on Amazon. It gives you details step by step how to do this. But you can go out and Do this yourself today, and you'll find great sources of products just to do a little research. And again, if again you okay, what are the requirements? What are you going to send them? What are you going to tell them you need? I always look at my competitors and find what the specs and specifications of their products are, and I send it to the suppliers on AliExpress and Alibaba. Or that's what I'll search. I'll search the specifics of these actual products on AliExpress and Alibaba, and then I'll contact the supplier. And just to give you a quick resource for this, there's a great book on how to source products from China called the China Importal ebook. I know you probably can't write all that down, and maybe I'll send it to you. It's in my course, of course. Or you can look up China Importal ebook on Google. It's a free book that's incredibly instrumental in helping people know how to source products from China. You should get it if you can, and it's free. So, okay, so let's say you found a supplier that can provide, and I usually say find 5 or 10 suppliers who can provide these products. And you want to, before you start ordering, you need to sample and test the product. So make sure that they send samples to you. Try to negotiate, hey, you know what, I just need a sample because I'm going to buy like 1,000,000 of them from you. You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to buy like 100 or 200 later or 500, whatever. They'll usually give it to you for free, or they'll give you the shipping for free. But I don't mind paying, if it's expensive to ship, I don't mind paying, 20, 30, 50 bucks. Send me a sample. I don't mind. Because if I'm going to make 50,000, it's going to be worth it. So I'll ask them, hey, send me a sample. So they'll send me a sample, and I'll test the sample just like if I was a consumer. I'll test it for quality, for durability, user friendliness, for aesthetics. I'll test it really, really, really well. And I'll let other people test it too, just to give me honest feedback on it. And once I find that that product has passed the test, then I go to the next phase. I start negotiating best rates and terms for the product, buying it from the actual wholesaler, which is really easy because they're really flexible. And I negotiate size quantities as well, because they usually have a minimum order quantity. And the great thing is they're really flexible. If they feel you're going to be their loyal customer, they will give you phenomenal pricing and phenomenal order quantities sort of that you can start with. And then what I tend to do, I'll place my first order for 5 to 10 units to start testing. Why? I don't buy in bulk because I want to see, okay, will this make money on Amazon first? And if 5 to 10, and with like a 30 to 60 day period, hardly anybody's bought the stuff, then you got to keep tweaking either pricing or different things. And if you still can't get people to buy, scrap it and find the next product. That's what I did in 1 month, and I already found a product that's already selling like hotcakes. I think I can be the best seller in my category within a month's time because that's how many people are buying this product. And it's not that I lucked out. It's just I follow this specific system that I'm giving you today. So, well, the next step will be creating a high converting listing on Amazon, the kind of converting that people see it and immediately they're pulling out their wallet or they're clicking on buy right away. How do you do that? Well, high converting title, emotionally compelling images, which is incredibly critical when you're doing this, high converting descriptions, provide valuable bonuses. Try to give a free ebook with your if it's baking goods, give a free ebook on how to, create various recipes from around the world. You think, well, how am I going to get it to them? Well, once they, when you put it in your packaging, just put a little postcard in there to say, hey, just put this, go to this website, download your ebook. But guess what? By doing that and them actually doing it, now you captured their email and you can sell them more products in the future. I'm telling you, add bonuses because later on you can collect their emails and sell them more stuff. Powerful social reviews. Social proof. Get a lot of reviews and get them from, again, your friends, your neighbors, and everybody else. This is an example. This is not mine, but this is an example of the best seller in baking goods in this category. This Party Element silicone baking cups. This is a perfect example of a powerful listing that gets a tremendous amount of sales. I mean, the title is great. I don't know if you can read the title. Party Element silicone baking cups, set of 12. Vibrant colors, that's their USP. So, of course, you see it everywhere. You see the colors in the images. You see it in the title. You can't really see these other pictures to the left. But if you were to actually click on this, if I would encourage you to go to this site and click on those images. They're gorgeous. Oh, my gosh. It makes you feel like you want to buy this thing right away or you want to go eat a cupcake. That's how great this thing is. Look how many reviews they have. 225 reviews. Isn't that amazing? How did they get that? A lot of those reviews is them just giving the product away and see if people give them a review for it. Amazon does not allow you to buy reviews, but it allows you to give away the product or to let people test the product and give a review. This is a perfect example of the ideal listing. And of course, they become the best seller in their category. So I want to talk to you about testing and validation, because remember, that's part of our passive income success process. Why do you want to test and validate your products? Well, to see if people even want it. To get accustomed to the entire process, in other words, overcoming the learning curve. To see what advertising works and what does not. I mean, does your titles work? Does your image work? You keep tweaking, testing to see what works. To identify any problems, issues, and bottlenecks in the process. Remember, when you start ordering your test products from China and they send them to you, how long does it take? Does it come in good packaging? Was any broken? Is the quality there? I mean, my first product I thought was going to be a winner. Oh my gosh, the sourcing process was horrible. They sent me product. 50% of the product, the 5 to 10 that I bought, were damaged. The box was just not good. The quality of the product was minimal. I mean, they really, I got a good experience of what the entire process was through the testing period. And then the next supplier that I got, I knew exactly how the whole thing worked, and I made sure that everything was legit the way I needed it to be. So it helped me to identify the problems, issues, bottlenecks in the process. And last, to get feedback from your people, your customers, or people who are testing your product, so that you can provide the best customer satisfaction. Did they like the box that you used? Did they like the packaging? Did they like the inserts? Were they asking for other things? Hey, that testing period is your opportunity to make sure that you can fine-tune your process so that you can make a ton of money from it. What's next? Oh, and there are two areas that you test. One, you test your product in the marketplace, and you test your process that you're using to sell your product. How do you test your product? Like I said before, order 5 to 10 units in the beginning to test it in the marketplace. Create a preliminary Amazon listing to test your advertising. How good is your listing? How good are the images? And to give you a quick little bonus here, and again, there's just not enough time for all this detail to give you, but what you do is you can get some stock photo, go to Fiverr, pay $5, and they'll Photoshop the thing and add your product in there, and you put that on Amazon. I mean, that's how simple it is for $5. And you get great product images. Get preliminary packaging to fulfill your test orders. You're not going to go spending thousands of dollars yet. You're going to spend just, hey, what's the nice packaging I can add instead of just a box? Or instead of the packaging that the supplier gave me, can I find really great packaging? Here in California, we have a place called Papermark. Oh my gosh, I found the most incredible packaging for $25 for 50 units. Excellent. I sell usually about 60 units a month, maybe more now because it's going crazy. But man, I just spend $25 and I got these incredible packaging that I can use to send to my clients, my customers. But there's a lot of packaging places you can find really great packaging for. Just find the preliminary packaging that looks nice, but that looks better than what supplier gives you. And then get feedback from customers to test your product value in their eyes, ask for reviews, ask them feedback. I mean, they will give it to you if you ask them. And then this is my favorite part right here. Okay, great, Will. You just gave me a lot of information. I mean, a ton of it. And quick little break here. I just want to see if it's still live. Everything's still working. Let's just make sure that we are great. We're still live. We still have our viewers on. Excellent. Well, forgive me. I might have clicked the wrong button here. Sorry about that. And all right, let me just X out of that. Great. Let me go back to this. All right. Now, this is my favorite part of this whole process, the ability to automate your entire Amazon selling process. Because granted, like you said, Will, you've given me a lot of great information. It's just overwhelming how much information this Amazon thing is taking. It just seems like there's a lot of working parts. Well, I gave all that information to you because generally you do that work, and I'm going to show you how to automate it too. It doesn't take that long to do. Again, I did it in a month. But the best part is the entire process of fulfilling for customers and all that work, packing, shipping, all that stuff, you can outsource that entire thing to Amazon itself. And they will literally do it for you. And I'm going to give you a little success system to show you how that whole process works. I mean, I'll give you a quick glimpse of it. Literally, this is the way it would be. You train your supplier to send all your products to Amazon Fulfillment by Amazon, which I'm going to teach you in a second what that is. Amazon carries the product, sells it for you, and then when it runs low, they'll send you an email to let you know you're running low. You send the email to your supplier sends the product to Amazon, and then the cycle starts all over again. You're pretty much done with all the work that you have to do, and your product continues to sell over and over and over again. How does all this work? Well, it's through the process called Fulfillment by Amazon. The Amazon Fulfillment Center primarily was designed to they have like scientifically perfected the fulfillment process. They are known for their incredible customer satisfaction, but now they offer that service to sellers. So you can literally stock all your product. You don't have to stock it at home. You can stock it at Amazon. Again, it's a small fee they use for it. I mean, generally it's anywhere between $4 and $5. That's why I like to price things high, because if I put it over there $4 or $5, I don't mind spending for your product, because then I'll make $50 on it and I never have to deal with it again. So they literally will store your inventory. They'll package your inventory when somebody buys something. They'll ship your inventory with their shipping costs. So if I'm spending $5 on using fulfillment by Amazon, but normally it costs me $11 to ship, I just saved myself $6 because Amazon will ship it and they'll carry the cost of the shipping. Customer service, if somebody calls in with questions, they take care of it. Refunds, they take care of everything. Do you understand? Fulfillment by Amazon pretty much took 95% of your work away from you. It's just an amazing, amazing process. And it actually costs you less to use fulfillment by Amazon. So how much does it cost? I said anywhere between $3 and $10 per shipment or per product that you're shipping out. But again, you probably saved a tremendous amount on the shipping end, especially if you're offering free shipping for your products. So that includes the shipping expense. So what are the benefits of FBA? Well, they're Prime eligible. I don't know if you have Prime with Amazon, but it's a special program. Anybody who's in Prime can pretty much get all their products sent to them for free. Your product, because it's being fulfilled by Amazon, automatically becomes Prime eligible, and it has a little Prime sign next to it so that people think it's even more valuable, so it equals more sales. Free shipping through Prime so that people think it's even more valuable. 2-day delivery, again, more value, it makes more sales. If you normally use priority mail to send your products like I do, it usually costs anywhere like $11 to do that. FBA cost me $4. I just saved $6 to $7 using FBA. So the benefits are amazing. And like I said, the amazing Amazon selling automation cycle, you train your supplier to send the inventory to FBA. Like once you get your supplier, you train them to send it directly to Amazon. Amazon stores, sells, packages, and ships your product. Amazon notifies you when the inventory is low. You send your supplier an email to restock, and the supplier sends the inventory to FBA, and it all starts all over again. If you don't see how amazing that is, I'm sorry, this is not the webinar for you, but that is just amazing to me. And I've been doing this, and like I said, I'm up to the thousands. My goal is to add more products and get up to the $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 mark per month. So there you go. In conclusion, with this process, you can begin to make anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 a month on Amazon. You can automate the process so you're working less than 10 hours a month. If you follow this process, you can begin to see a profit within as little as 3 months. I started seeing a profit within 1 month. And ultimately, you will create a great passive income stream for yourself and your family. And a couple resources for you that we talked about in Fiverr.com, again, I mentioned them. Alibaba, AliExpress.com, you can find them. If you want great packaging, Yibo Group, that's who I use. Excellent. Papermart, they're excellent. And the good part is once you start really doing well on Amazon, you can create your own e-commerce site and do well outside of Amazon because you've already proven that people want your product. You're making money from it. You can start making money outside and double your profits. So if you ever need an e-commerce site that's inexpensive, GMR Web Team are great. They can build you an e-commerce site that I think really like successful. Meaning they do all the work for you versus some of the other ones they'll charge you like $49 a month, but you got to do all the work. They do it for like at least $199 a month, as low as. You can talk to them, but gmrwebteam.com is great. Just tell them I sent you; they'll give you a discount or whatever. So those are some great resources for you as well. All right, so now we're going to jump into our last passive income system that can generate anywhere between $1,000 and $10,000 a month. So of course, that's time for me to take a swig from my bottle of water. And I guess we are at the 1 hour and a half mark, so we may end up going to maybe 1 hour and 45 minutes or straight till 1 o'clock. I don't think it's going to be that long. But we're going to talk about passive real estate investing. So let me just do a quick check to make sure Google is still projecting. Great, we're still broadcasting. Excellent. All right, so this is the last part. If you know anything about real estate investing, and I'm assuming that you do, and I'm actually going to make you break it down as a beginner's class, but this is primarily about how to invest in real estate, but do it in a passive way. What do I mean? When I was investing in real estate back in 2005, 2006, it was a full-time job to find sellers, negotiate contracts, etc., to find those things. Full-time job. Why? Because they didn't have the technology or the team, the inexpensive outsourcing solutions that we have today. So you can imagine investing in real estate, but using it in a very automated way with the technology that we have today. I want to give you an idea of what that looks like, because the passive real estate investing we're talking about today is pretty much going to show you how to make anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000 a month, but doing it from the comfort of your own home. In other words, spending maybe 5 to 10 hours a month doing this. Granted, I'm going to give you a lot of information. It's just an overview, so if you want to know more, you're going to have to contact me so I can give you more, because I don't have a video course on this. But if you ever wanted to get into real estate, this is the perfect time to do it. Why? There's always a market for real estate, so don't worry about the market. But now you can do it from the comfort of your own home using the technology and the resources that are available to you, so you don't have to work that hard to do it. So let's jump right into it. Let me get started here. Okay. Why passive real estate investing? Well, I told you before, you can earn anywhere between $5,000 and $25,000 per month. Now, granted, that's just on the passive investing side. It will lead to, I talked about technology and a great team, but it would lead to greater opportunities for bigger paydays. Because again, I'm just going to show you a way to make quick money, but there are ways that you can build substantial equity and value in the future that can really build you a lot of wealth. But this one today is just how to build income from passive real estate investing, right? Because that's what we're talking about, passive income. So let's a quick brief overview. What are the different types of real estate investing? Well, you got the first type: buy low, buy a property low value, and then sell it low to somebody else, an investor, or somebody who wants to turn it around and do something with it. That's called wholesaling. There's also buy low and sell high. You've heard of this called real estate flipping. You buy it really, really low. It's probably dilapidated. It's just you fix it up and then you sell it for retail. That's called buying and flipping. Buy low and rent high. What's that? That's known as the buy and hold strategy. You buy it low price, you fix it up a little bit, then you rent it out for great rents, and then you hold it and you get a great stream of income. That one actually has been very successful for me. I mean, I literally get, for one property, I get a check for $2,000 a month in profit. I mean, after all expenses, that comes to me every month. And I've been having that for years. I mean, it's just a great check that I get, and I know I can count on that check to go into my passive income stream, and I do no work to get that check. My property manager do, and et cetera. They do all that work. Now, this webinar is not about that, but what we talk about, the system we talked about, will lead to more of that for you, by the way. So the last type of real estate investing is buy low and refer it out. Like, in other words, become like a matchmaker. Meaning you find a buyer who's trying to sell a house for a really inexpensive price. You kind of lock it in place. You find a seller who wants to buy it, like an investor or somebody. You refer it over to them for a fee, and you get paid for putting them together. And that's primarily what we're going to focus on today. Why? Because that is the simplest, easiest way, passive way for you to make money from the comfort of your own home, becoming a matchmaker. People call it wholesaling. Of course, that's under the wholesaling category. But finding a buyer and getting a seller together using the technology we have today is the easiest thing in the world. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And it's great. Why? Because if you have low capital or your credit is really low and you want to just start out and you want to start making some money, this is a great way to get started. Or it's great for people who just want passive income like me. I don't really want to go into the entire real estate efforts that I did before. Now, of course, it's a lot easier. But this, for me, is easy because all I have to do is spend 5 to 10 hours a month using it. So, of course, it's great for starting out. Now, this passive real estate system I'm going to teach you today, it opens a lot of doors for the future to what? Buy low and sell low opportunities. Because it'll put you in front of a lot of motivated sellers who want to get rid of their property. Buy low and sell high sellers. Put you in front of many buy and flip investors that will pay handsomely for the property that you have because they see the opportunity there. It'll put you in a lot of buy low, rent high, because you'll find a really great deal that'll land in your lap and you realize, wow, the rents are what? And all I have to do is spend what? And I have enough money to buy it? I'm going to buy it for myself to make passive income on a monthly basis from a rental property. This system I'm going to show you will show you great ways to open up doors for all these things. Okay, let's do a quick overview. How do you do this? Now, granted, this is basic. If you already know this. If you don't know this will give you an idea. But I'm just, again, give you a quick overview to let you know what we're talking about. And this again, is coming from the perspective that we're going to find automated ways to do this. So number one, finding not motivated, desperate sellers who are trying to get rid of their property. Finding motivated buyers, people who are looking for great deals. And then three, automating the entire process. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk about identifying, finding motivated, or what I call desperate sellers. I'm not talking about people who just are thinking about selling their property. I'm thinking about people who are at the edge of their rope, who are trying to get rid of their property as quickly as possible. Why? Because I'm telling you, I'm going to share you later the kind of deals you're going to be making. You're going to be asking for ridiculous offers that people are going to be gladly, and they're not just gladly give up their properties. They're going to thank you for taking the property off their hands. All right, let's jump into the first part, finding desperate sellers. How do you do that? Well, number one, you got to identify groups of these desperate sellers and find these people. Number two, you got to create an effective direct mail campaign to send out to them to get in touch with them. Granted, they're already looking for you, but direct mail is an easy way to be able to get in touch with them and get them now all of a sudden chasing you down. Now, granted, I know what you're saying. Oh, I don't know if direct mail works and all those things. Again, I tell you, these are best practices that is working gangbusters right now for a lot of people. And if it worked for them, it will definitely work for you too. Creating a desperate seller's website. Again, they weren't doing this before, but now you create a website for desperate sellers to go on and put all their information about their property so you can know exactly if their property is a good deal or not, even before you even talk to them, which is great because then you don't have to waste the time. You see if it's a good deal. If it is, you call them and find out. If not, you don't even have to waste the time. But see how we already took off a substantial amount of the work of having to call these people and trying to talk to them over the phone when it might not even be a good deal. So designing a desperate seller's website, negotiating the best price, and locking in a property in a contract. Now, let's go through these. I'm not going to go through every one of these, but I definitely want to talk about identifying groups of desperate sellers because that will be one of the keys to you being successful in this. So what's a desperate seller? Well, a desperate seller is a property owner who is willing to do at least one of the following things. Number one, sell their property for a very, very low price. Think somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 30% of market value. That's right, I said 10%. You're going to try to buy some of these properties. If the property is worth $100,000, you're going to try to buy it for $10,000. If the property is worth $200,000, you're going to try to get it for $20,000. Granted, you're not the one buying it. You're just going to lock it into place and then sell it to somebody else, the contract to somebody else, or even buy it if you have the $10,000 and just resell it for $50,000. I mean, you are looking for the absolute lowest price you can possibly get for these properties without taking advantage of the person, of course. Because trust me, if you find the desperate seller, they'll be glad to give it to you for that or even less. Next, they'll be willing to sell their property with very flexible terms. And this is where the opportunities come in too. You might just find a great property that's it's a $100,000 property, that somebody might just all of a sudden want to sell to you for $10,000, but they're also willing to carry the $10,000 as a note. So in essence, you're like, wow, and I can rent this for $1,000 a month? You're thinking, the opportunity is too great. I'm taking this for myself. But they're so motivated and desperate that they will carry the note, and you just have to pay them a monthly stipend for that note that they have. You see what I'm saying? The desperate sellers we are looking for are the ones who are willing to just work with very, very flexible terms because they're so motivated. So they're the type of sellers that will agree to a pretty ridiculous offer. And they'll sell their property entirely on your terms and your interests. Now you understand why we're not just talking about motivated sellers, we're talking about desperate sellers. A quick gold nugget about this. This is a friend of mine, I don't know if you know him, Jay Massey. He's really big in the real estate. He's pretty famous, actually, in real estate right now. His gold nugget, he always says, well, look for the problem first and then the property second. Because you think about what motivates sellers to be desperate. What? Divorce, bankruptcy, absentee landlords, death or disability, falling behind on your property taxes, desperate needs for cash, desperate need to relieve their pain. Look for the problem first, And then another gold nugget too is look for sellers that have property that you eventually want to buy yourself. Why? Because sometimes you get those opportunities that just land in your lap. If your thing is rentals, focus on finding sellers that have property that'll rent well. Don't go to a state that the rents are terrible. Property values are really high and rents are terrible. Don't go there. Now, if you eventually want to get into rentals, focus on properties that have low property values but high rentals. Buy and flip. If that's what you want to do, focus on finding sellers that have property that'll flip well. That's what you look for. Why look for those? Why? Because the opportunities come just for you to do your own deals. But two, you're into it. You really enjoy it because that's what you eventually want to do. You want to be part of that. Okay. So let's jump in there. How do you identify groups of desperate sellers? And again, I said it's not just motivated, but desperately motivated, because you're going to be asking for 10 to 30% of the value of the property. You're looking for people with a fire sale mindset. In other words, they're trying to get rid of this as soon as possible. In other words, the ones who are very emotionally motivated. What does this mean? Don't waste your time on stable, happy people. I'm sorry. Avoid realtors because they work for stable, happy people. Avoid investors because they are stable, they're making money. Unless they're going bankrupt, that's a different story, trying to get rid of their property. Avoid banks. Banks are not interested in cutting deals. Avoid happy, content, secure people. That's not what you're after. You're after the people that are desperately trying to get rid of their properties. I don't know if this ever happened to you where you find yourself in a bind and you end up selling some of your most valuable stuff because you're trying to get out of that bind. Happened to me before a couple times. If it happened to you, you understand that there's plenty of people out there who are probably in this situation right now. And if you come and buy their property, when people bought my stuff when I needed the money, I was thanking them for doing me a favor. And I even look at them now and say, oh my gosh, there's my friend. He got me out of a jam. So you're not taking advantage of people. You're helping people. So I know that little voice in your head is trying to tell you, oh, but I'm taking advantage. You are helping people, and they will let you know and thank you for taking the property off of their hands. So how do we identify desperate sellers? Well, the obvious way. Find this desperate seller list: the divorce listings, public record, bankruptcy, probate, obituaries, tax liens. That's the hard way, or find people that have the list, like attorneys, divorce, bankrupt, probate attorneys, county workers. Granted, does that work? Yes, but it's still the hard way. You know what I like to do? I like to identify what the criteria is first. Property owners that live out of state, that's a pretty good criteria because they're probably not that emotionally connected to the property. Property owners that don't live in their properties, again, for the same reason. Property owners that have delinquent taxes. And, if it's in the right price range for me. I don't want it to be too low, too high, because then I won't make a profit. The profit that I'm looking for, it would be hard for me to get rid of. So you know what? Introducing Agent Pro 24/7. This is a technology that works right now for real estate investors, real estate people, that pretty much you put in your criteria. The property's out of state, don't live in the properties, delinquent taxes, price amounts, foreclosures, whatever. And it would spit out a list of all the different people in that particular state or city or county, really, that have those situations. You can literally download that list and then send them a direct mail piece. That's how amazing Agent Pro 24/7 makes your life. They didn't have this years ago. They have it now. So imagine you have a list of all these people who fall into these specific categories, criteria. What are the chances you'll be able to find one or two who are really interested in giving you one or two great properties, and one or two motivated sellers willing to sell it to you at 10 to 30% its market value? It's pretty high. As a matter of fact, this is one of the most successful systems for passive investing in the market today. A gentleman named Seth Williams, I think, was the one who really made this popular. Automated real estate investing. So once you get your list of targeted potential motivated sellers, then you send them out a direct mail campaign. They're already looking for you. You find that you have that targeted list, then it's like direct mail. It's like casting a net into a sea full of fish, or a bull shooting fish in a barrel is the idea. And your direct mail piece are going to give them the solution they've already been looking for. I'm telling you, they get that thing in the mail, they're going to be thanking high heaven that God sent them an angel to try to help rescue them from their situation. That's what you become. Again, it needs to capture their attention so they'll be able to see it. And after that, it's to motivate them to take the next step, which is either call you or email you, or my favorite, fill out a form online, which they didn't have before either. Because if they go straight online and they fill out the form, you can tell if it's even worth calling the person or bothering with the situation, like I mentioned before. But the best part is, too, you don't even have to get the postcard, write it up, and lick a stamp. You don't have to do any of that. Why? Because you can use Click to Mail. Click to Mail allows you to upload your list that you get from Agent Pro 24/7, upload your postcard like graphics, and and make sure you buy. Maybe you could buy some ones that have been really successful, like copywritten ones that are really successful. You can buy your real estate investment postcards, and they will print them out for you. You pay the discount amount, they print them out, they put the stamp on it and everything, and they send it all for you. You don't even have to lift a finger, really. Well, just click a button, but yeah, Click send. And this is an idea of what click to mail actually looks like. But they make the entire process a lot easier for you, and they're a lot cheaper than if you did it yourself. And then, of course, creating a desperate seller's website. We talked about that before, something that you couldn't do before. Create a website for desperate sellers to get the help that they need right away. Give them the form to fill out to put down all the property information so that you can know exactly before you contact them if it's even worth it. Even better, if you can make it so that it'll calculate numbers for you and it'll give you the magic number or magic percentage for you, so you can say yes or no right away. And then if you find one, contact them right away with an answer. Now, you could contact them to say no. Honestly, I think it'd be a nice thing, a courteous thing for you to do, but you don't have to. But if you find a great one, contact them to say yes. And a great service for this to design a really great buyer's website is AgentPress. That's a way, like a WordPress website with a great theme. AgentPress seems to be a really nice one. I think it costs like about $100, but it's worth it. And again, by having this website, you also make it really easy for sellers who are out there looking for help to find your website. So SEO on your website is going to make a big difference as well. I'm going to go pretty fast from this. This is more of the details on it. Once you find your motivated seller, you build rapport with them. Because you're going to be working from the your home, you can send them a video email so they can see who you look like and what you're like. You can Skype with them so you can actually talk to them, and they can build rapport with them so they can trust you. Because again, there's the trust factor there. You want to make sure you do it. Offer your property at the 10 to 30%. Let them know that that's what works for you. I always know that people are either willing to be flexible on term or price. You're asking them because they're desperate to be flexible on both. But make sure that they know that you don't want to take advantage of them either, because you don't want them to give them that feeling. Because you might give them the best deal in the world, but if they feel like they can't trust you, they won't buy. And again, if they're not willing to take the 10 to 30%, move on to the next seller. You don't even care, because there's plenty of fish in the sea. And then you lock in the property contract. Put together your property contract. I always say keep it simple. I put a 3-page property contract together, a cover letter, purchase contract, and follow-up letter, 1 page of each. Offer them $1 to $10 earnest money. I know that seems ridiculous. Usually it's like $1,000. But when they're desperate, they don't care. You just tell them that it's part. You need it in order to make the contract binding, and they'll be like, yeah, whatever. I don't really care. Add your name / and or assigns. That makes it easy for you to be able to assign it to the buyer you're trying to sell the property to. Explain you or your associates will purchase the property. Explain that to them, and they don't care. They're just glad that somebody's taken it off their hands. And you can easily assign it because you put that / and or assigns next to your name in the purchase contract. But then, okay, great. So you have your property. Now you got to find the motivated buyers. And I'm going to show you a really, really simple way to do this. And because I don't like I said, I don't like to work or do unnecessary work. So I'm going to show you a way of how to do this really quickly. So finding motivated buyers, right? We got to build a list of motivated buyers. Why? Because once we have the property, we're going to send it to this list and see if anybody wants it. Create a motivated buyers website so you can keep attracting them. Negotiate a great referral fee. And referral fees, again, this is just an overview, but they range anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000. But if you get a really great deal, you can maybe do even more than that. And then you transfer the contract to the buyer through it's actually like the purchase contract, but you're transitioning or transferring the property over to the buyer, and you get your fee. So what's an automated way to build a list of motivated buyers? Find an investor that already has a list, and then give it to them. And then ask them to split the profits. Tell them, hey, I got this great property. You invest in real estate. You have a list of people. Check out the property. If you like it, can I send it to your people? Sure. He gets a split of the profits. You just made some money. Why do you want that? And then little by little, you start building the list too, because you're in touch with his list as well. Yeah, I mean, why you're going to go out? You could, and I'm going to show you how to actually go out and get your own list, but it's going to take time and effort. Just find an investor who already has it. They're already looking for deals. You're doing all the marketing for them, finding them the deals. They would love to work with you. Go to real estate investor clubs. There are a ton of them around your neighborhoods. And find an investor that has a list and split the profits with them. Don't get greedy. In the beginning, just try to find automated ways to make this work for you. Now, I do encourage you to create a squeeze page for new and semi-experienced investors. Give away something for free, get them on your list, but that takes time, which I don't like to utilize, and it takes effort. Do it anyway. Over time you'll grow it, but find the person, or find what I say is find a squeeze page that is already doing that. Contact the person and ask them if you could send the deals to their list. Make it easy for yourself. So again, find your motivated buyers, create your motivated buyers website, We're not going to go into negotiating a great referral fee. It's not that difficult, but we don't have time to do it today. You can talk more specifically later. I'll give you my email. We can talk about how to do that. Transfer the contract to the buyer. I'll show you how to do that as well. And of course, automate the process. Why? Using the best technology, the best team, best outsourcing solutions. So how do you put the whole thing together? What does it look like? Like I mentioned before, use Agent Pro, get motivated sellers, desperate sellers. Click to send postcards. Have them directed to putting their information online. Review the deals using your calculator, and if it's good, yes, go for it. If not, forget it. Contact the seller when you find a great deal, 10 to 30% of value. Send the contract and lock it in place with the seller, and then send an email to your list of investors telling them about the property and your fee for transfer, or post them on your buyer's website if you have one. Negotiate a referral fee with the interested buyers. Send the contract to transfer the property. Establish a meeting between the new buyer and property owner. You could do a Skype meeting, go to meeting, up to you. Follow up to secure all goes well and receive your referral fee at closing. What does that look like? I mean, how can I scale this and make a lot of money from it? Well, within 90 days, you should expect to close 1 to 2 deals a month. And 1 to 2 deals should land you anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 per deal. And if you make 2 to 3 deals, that means $6,000 to $30,000 per month. And at most, you'll be spending maybe 5 to 10 hours a week at most in the beginning. And that's if you work a lot to do it. I mean, honestly, I think you could probably spend 5 hours a week doing this. And when automated, you should be able to spend anywhere from 10 to 15 hours a month doing this, and you'll be able to make that much money. So in conclusion, this works because you passively find desperate sellers. You passively find motivated buyers, and you automate the process with your technology and your team. And again, some of the resources, agentpro247.com, or look it up on Google. Click to mail. I apologize for that typo. Agent Press is the website. Seth Williams' blog and things, Real Estate Tipster, he got some great resources on that you can get. Bigger Pockets has some incredible resources you can use as well. But this is the passive income real estate system that you really can make bulks of money in a very short period of time. So what are the next steps for you? Okay. What now, in other words? You heard a lot about different ideas on how to make passive income. The question is, what are you going to do about it now? It's time to take action. I started in February doing this, honestly, with all these different things that I said, and I'll be financially free by September. I'm pretty much past my expense level right now, but I'm trying to shoot for 200%. So in case something goes wrong with one of them, I'll still have a big cushion. But by September, I'm done. That's from February to September. It took me to do that. And I've been thinking about this for like 7 years. And I just gave you 4 of the options that I use that work for me, and there's a bunch more to get you started. My question for you is, when are you going to choose to be financially free? Are you going to let another year go by working? You know you want it. When are you going to make that choice? I gave you 4 weeks to get started. Making $1,000 to $5,000 a month selling video training products that are easy to make. Making $500 to $5,000 a month selling ebooks on Kindle that you can get somebody else to write for you. Making $1,000 to $10,000 a month selling your own physical products on Amazon. I think that's the one you probably should start first, because that's the easiest. I mean, actually, the other ones are pretty easy too, but that's the one I had the most fun with. Make $5,000 to $10,000 a month passively investing in real estate from the comfort of your home. And there are hundreds more. The question is, when are you going to get started? Well, I'm going to give you a couple more resources to help you get started. I mentioned throughout this course that I have some video trainings, detailed trainings, to walk you through this whole process. Usually you find them on Udemy, of course. And if you can write down that URL, that's my profile page. Udemy.com/u/Will Pena, or Pena should be, but Will Pena /. Put that in, and it'll give you all the courses that I have. I have a ton of free courses. But I have the make $1,000 to $10,000 a month selling your products on Amazon, making $5,000 a month selling video courses on Udemy. The Kindle ebook one is going to come out soon, and my pricing normally is between $149 to $199 one-time charge. But if you're going through this webinar, you can register for only $49 using this promotion code. So write that promotion code down, buy the videos, get the details that I wasn't able to share with you today, and get yourself started. I mean, I'm going to give you my email in a second, see if you have any questions once you start doing that. But yeah, get started doing something. And again, so take down my profile URL right there, and take down that promotion code, and get started on these processes. Another last resource I want to give you, which will only last for the next 90 days because I am giving up consulting altogether. I'm going strictly passive income after September. So this will be the last actually webinar I probably will do in a long time, unless I find a great opportunity somewhere. I'm going to do a 90-day intense passive income training with a few select students who are interested. And again, this is the last clients I will ever take in consulting again. Unless they pay me outrageous amounts of money, I'm not going to do it. Why? Because I'm done with active income. I'm going for passive only. So, and the content of it is pretty much focusing on 4 to 5 passive income systems. We probably going to touch on the ones that we talked about today, and maybe some more. You're going to create. I'm going to partner with you. In other words, I'm not just going to tell you what to do. We're going to do it together, and we're going to create a $1,000 to $10,000 a month passive income for you. At least started that process in the 90 days that we're together. It's going to be a commitment of about 5 to 10 hours a week for you. And yeah, it doesn't matter if you're working a full-time job. As long as you can dedicate the 5 to 10 hours a week for this process, you should be able to get that place. You can immediately start seeing results. So you should be making a minimum of $1,000 a month after three months. If you're not, then something's not right. And we can work on that too, but it's not the process. It's usually the person. So yeah, so just to give you an idea what the price is going to be, $4,997 for the next 90 days to get you up making anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month, which comes out to about anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 a year. So imagine what kind of return on investment that is. You spend $5,000, you make anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 in a year. The return on investment is there. And actually, that Amazon course I gave you alone, I know another competitor of mine who's charging $4,000 just for that course alone. But I'm not going to give it to you for $5,000. I'm going to give it to you for $2,000 for the next 90 days, the passive income intensive training. Or if you can't afford the bulk from that $199, $2,000 a month, I'm going to charge $1,000 per month for 3 months. I may consider it spreading out a little bit more than that. We can talk, and I might be able to spread it out a little bit more than that for you. But it's going to be an intense 3 months. I mean, you're going to be really dedicated to this. So I'm only looking for people who are really committed, because then I can't show that it actually worked. If you're going to be, lazy about it, I'm not going to be able to work with you. So I need people who are going to be committed to finally saying enough is enough. I want passive income, and I want to be financially free as soon as possible. So if that's you, sign up for this. I only have 10 slots, and I'm not going to do any more than that, because I know then it gets watered down. And I already have 3 people who already signed up or reserved their spot. Actually 4, probably. And I'm going to give you to the end of June to decide, because I'm starting in July to September, and that's it. So you have the end of June to decide if you want this. Again, talk to me if you want to spread it out in more than 3 months. I can do that for you. And again, email me at this email if you're interested in this. Again, this is my last consulting gig. I'm saying goodbye. I'm letting that boat sail, and I'm going to get on the other one, the new one, and the passive income from going forward from now on. Financially free, building wealth, the whole thing. If you want to join me on that trip, sign up for this program. Just email me at that email and let me know if you're interested, okay? So, in conclusion, and just give you a quick second to go ahead and type that in, sapien@sapienbizsolutions.com. In conclusion, why passive income? More time for yourself. You work only 10 hours a month and you make anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month, minimum. Again, more money. You can make anywhere from $100,000 to $250,000 a year and not work that hard. More opportunities. Have time and money to build wealth that you can build once you have the time. More contribution. Again, the reason I'm doing all this passive income stuff, because I want to free myself up to do ministry. I want to go help some people, and I don't have the time because I'm working all the time. Well, I'm finally done with that, and I'm going to go help out, save the world if I have to, but I'm not going to have to worry about money because my passive income stream is going to take care of it for me. And last, it's more fun. It's a lot more fun to work 10 hours a month than it does for working 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week. You know that. Make the choice. So thank you very much for today. I hope this changed your life or gave you something to think about for the rest of your life. And again, if you have any questions, just contact me at sapienbizsolutions.com about the programs I mentioned to you, and I'll be glad to help. So thanks again.